I want to talk about the raw reality of making $30,000 a month on YouTube and what it really takes to make that amount of money, or 10K a month, or just becoming financially free with the YouTube platform. I want to talk about what it really takes, because a lot of people, they think that, just posting on YouTube is just be funny and have good titles, have good thumbnails. And yeah, all these things, they matter for sure. Playing the algorithm does matter, but a lot of it does come down to mindset as well. You have to have the right mindset if you're going to make that kind of money from the YouTube platform. And I've been making $30,000 a month at least for a really long time at this point. Around 8-9 months is how long it's been since, I've been making consistently that amount of money. And it wasn't always like that. It took a long time for me to get there. I started posting on YouTube back when I was 12 years old. And it wasn't until I was around 21 or 22 where I started to see like real success and start to make real money enough to actually quit my job. And like I said, it's only been the past 8 months that I've been making 30K plus, and I'm 25 now. So I'm going to kind of bring you through, what it actually takes to make that much, and the raw reality of making that much money. And like I said, what it really took me and what it's going to take you to get there as well. So if you don't know who I am a YouTube coach nowadays. I had a YouTube channel before that was called Justin is Lost. It was really big. It was exposing a lot of the evil that's going on in the world, talking about a lot of, trying to bring a lot of good to the world. And the channel ended up getting banned for a reason that I'm still unsure of. I still don't know why to this day. But the channel was completely clean, fully monetized, no strikes, no warnings, nothing. Channel got banned. So I decided, what's the best way that I could make an impact on the world? I started a brand new channel, got that channel from 0 to 10K subs in just 2 weeks, had a video go viral, get 2 million views, featured in all of these articles and everything. And I could have just built that channel back up and started making a lot of money with that one too. But I decided, I'm just going to do my automation channels and make that money. I can, if I really put a lot of focus into those, I could just match the income from the Justin is Lost channel anyway. And the way that I can make a better impact on the world is if I just teach a ton of really good people how they can grow quickly on the YouTube platform. So I had already been doing that with teaching a lot of my friends how to do it. So I just decided, let's just actually make this a business. Let's just let's scale this thing to where I can affect and impact the most amount of lives as possible. And if I teach all these people that I've been teaching to not only grow their YouTube incomes to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, like a lot of my students have, but also they're getting millions and millions of views. And I'm basically equipping these people with good morals. They have good messages to spread with the tools it takes to get these millions of views. And that to me is a lot more impactful than just having my own YouTube channel. So that's basically who I am, and why I'm making these kinds of videos on this channel now. And, still making a lot of money from my automation channels and from the other channel that I grew from 0 to 10K subs in a couple weeks. But my main focus, my main passion is with helping other people now grow their platforms and make a lot of money on their YouTube channels. And I want to talk about the actual reality of what it takes to become financially free, but also make 10, 20, 30K a month from the YouTube platform. And you can also go a lot higher than that. I have students who are a lot higher than that. But to kind of start off, let's shoot for the 10, 20, 30K range and talk about the reality of that. So back when I was 12, I started YouTube, and I was posting like maybe once a week, once every other week. And I think a lot of people have that kind of upload schedule when they first start out. And that's fine. That's fine if you want to have it be a hobby. But if you want to actually make a lot of money, especially in a short amount of time, you have to be willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do. You can either, one, have more leverage. So that's knowing more about the algorithm, understanding more about what makes videos go viral. So whenever I go into a new space, the first thing I do when I wanted to actually start a coaching business, I hired a coach that taught me how to build an actual coaching business. So if you want to go the leverage route, I would say you should probably hire a coach or purchase some sort of information. Personally, I don't think any cookie cutter courses or anything like that are going to help you, because all that info is for free online. You can find all that info for free. I think each person's YouTube channel is unique. Each person's situation, personality is unique enough to where you need personalized advice from an expert. So I would say if you want to go the leverage route, you should have some sort of coach. You should hire a coach to teach you how the algorithm works and all these things. There's also other ways you can do it, like how I did it originally on YouTube. And I wouldn't recommend this route, but there is another route that you can go. This route took a lot more blood, sweat, and tears. When I didn't know that online coaches existed. I didn't know that there was online communities that you can learn from experts. I didn't know that this existed. So I brute forced it basically. And I'll tell you about kind of the reality of what it took to get to where I am now. When I started back when I was 12, like I said, I was posting 1-2 times a week. And, you know, that definitely did upgrade over time. So during COVID times around 2020, I was basically just playing video games all day. And then I decided one day, you know what, let's take YouTube seriously. I'm sitting here with all this free time. Why not try to build some kind of business, do something productive with my life? I had been trying to do YouTube before. Let's take it seriously again. Let's really go all in on this, at least for the time where we have literally nothing else to do. So I started posting every single day. And I thought, dude, nobody else is posting every day. Like, I'm going to get ahead of everyone with this. Then I came to realize, like, a lot of people nowadays are posting every day. So it was a lot of work for me. I was scripting all my videos. I was editing all my videos. I was doing voiceovers and reading off the script. And if every line wasn't perfect, I was redoing every line until it was perfect. So it took me a lot of research. It took me a lot of script writing. It took me a lot of recording this and editing this to make sure everything was perfect. And then I'd post the video and get 150 views on it. And it was tough. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. When you don't understand how the algorithm works, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to go through that where you're posting videos and getting 100 views, 300 views, 1,000 views on your videos for a long period of time. If you don't understand how the algorithm works. And I was doing this every single day with no breaks. I was putting all this blood, sweat, and tears into videos that were getting no views because I didn't understand how things worked. And that's just the reality of it. Whenever you don't understand how these things work, you know, you're not going to get a lot of views. Just straight up honest with you. And I didn't. So I didn't just continue to do that, though. I didn't continue to bang my head up against the wall. I was open to new information and I sought out, or however you say it, that information. So I was reading a ton of books, listening to podcasts. Anytime where I wasn't creating content, I was trying to understand how I can create better content and get more views with that content. So constantly reading books, learning, listening to podcasts, watching videos. Like I was literally either making content or learning about making content and learning about growing on YouTube. And that's how I have so much knowledge now where I can go into a lot of different niches for all my students, and we can go into any niche basically and just dominate that niche instantly. So that's how, because of that time period where I was just learning for a year and not seeing much results on YouTube, but just obsessed with it and making sure that I was going to be successful in the future. And then I came to learn that the space that I was going into, people were posting daily and some people even posting multiple times a day. And I was like, I have all this free time. You don't even need that much free time. You don't need, it doesn't need to be a COVID time for you to do this. So don't think that. This is just what I was thinking at the time. And then I continued to do this after COVID and even did this while I had another job where I was like, why don't I just post multiple times a day? But to do that, I wouldn't be able to script out every single word. I wouldn't be able to record every single word multiple times. I wouldn't be able to do all these things, edit these videos and make the thumbnails and do all the research. I wouldn't be able to do that. I didn't hire anyone at this time. I just said, you know what? I need to stop being such a perfectionist. And somebody told me this phrase that has stuck with me to this day. I relay this to all of my clients, all of my students, because I think like 99% of YouTubers struggle with this. Finished is always better than perfect. You're not going to make the perfect video. It's just not going to happen. So stop trying to do it and just get it out there. Finished is always better than perfect. And that's something that I still tell myself to this day. And that really changed everything for me in terms of YouTube. So I stopped scripting my videos so word for word and started bullet pointing my videos and letting my actual words just flow. Like on this video here, nothing is scripted. I'm just talking to the camera and talking about things that I've already gone through and things that I already know so much about that I'm able to just have these things in my brain and just talk about them on camera now. So I would just bullet point my videos and not have to have every single line perfect when I was doing the voiceover because I couldn't afford to. I was posting multiple times a day now. I can't afford to have every single line perfect and edit every single line multiple times to make sure it was perfect. I just can't do that. So started to have a lot more raw videos. What I noticed is those got a lot better reaction. Those got a lot more views. And now I was posting multiple times a day, 2 times a day at this point, 1 to 2 times a day. And I was getting more views on each video and I was putting less effort into each video. But this is because the culmination of things, right? I stopped being a perfectionist and I started pumping out multiple videos. I stopped being a robot and recording every line multiple times, trying to make everything perfect to where people couldn't relate to me. Also, I've been learning and obsessing over learning the algorithm of YouTube and learning how to grow on YouTube, how to make better videos, how to post the right topics, what people actually want to see on the platform. I have been learning about all these things, and it all came together at one time, and I started to explode with all of these different learnings that I had. And posting multiple times a day as well helped a lot, because YouTube loves these returning viewers, people that come back multiple times to the same channels, people that continue to watch your videos over and over again. YouTube loves that. So all these things came together and I started to see great success on YouTube. And what I realized is, like, instead of trying to do things that, things that I'm not doing right now, let's do, I didn't want to pivot and say, okay, how can I take this to the next level? Let's start doing things that I haven't been doing up until this point. I said, you know what? Let's just do more of what's working, what's really moving the needle for me. And that was posting multiple times a day. So I said, you know what? Instead of 2 times a day, let's go to 3 times a day. But I still noticed that some other people in my niche were still posting 3 times a day. And it might sound insane, but it's the truth. And you can do this too. There's nothing stopping you, but you don't have to. If you just have the right knowledge and you have the right info, you have the right people to help you, you don't have to do this. This is just for people who are brute forcing their way. And that's what was working for me. So I said, you know what, let's scale this up. Let's do 3 times a day. And then I said, but there's still people who are doing 3 times a day. How can I get ahead of these people? Well, these people were taking weekends off. So I said, I'm not going to take a single day off. I'm going to post 3 times a day, 7 days a week, and I'm not going to take a day off. And I did this for, a year, and it just exploded my channel. I just went crazy. And that's because I was doing things that not many other people were doing. And honestly, nobody else was doing, not 7 days a week. And I started to get, people coming into my comments saying, I'm replacing Justin with these other YouTubers because Justin posts more and I like him. He's more authentic and, all these different things. And not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody's going to say, I like Justin more than all these other people. But because I was showing who I truly was in my videos, instead of being a script reading robot, people could actually relate to me. They actually knew my personality somewhat. And it gave them the opportunity, it gave them the ability to make that decision of, I like Justin more or I don't like Justin. And that's fine. I would rather have that polarity. Ty Lopez says it should be around 70-30 or 80-20, where you have 80 people who love you, 20 people who hate you, or 70 people who love you and 20 or 30% of people who hate you. And that's basically what I have. And that's what you should have too. That's what you should shoot for. You want that polarity. And what it really took though was me getting 100 views a video for years. I tried when I was 12 and didn't see real success until I was 21 or 22. And like I said, that's because I didn't know online coaches existed. I didn't know online courses existed. I didn't know online communities existed. I didn't know any of that stuff. So I had to brute force it. I had to go learn from books and podcasts and audio books. And that was the only way that I knew how to get this information. And I obsessed over it. And not only did I obsess over it, but I put it into action. So many people, they spend years or months, weeks, whatever, planning things out instead of just taking the action, when you're going to learn way more just by taking the action. Speed to action. I talked about this before. Speed to action is what separates losers from winners. Procrastination is what makes people a loser versus a winner. So if you just stop procrastinating, you just have more speed to action. You get new info and you implement that info instantly. And if you mess up, that's fine, but at least you know that info was bad. I'm not going to use that anymore. Instead of just planning it for years or months or weeks. I talk to so many people in my personal life and they're like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, let's do it. You should, for sure. Where are you in the process? And they're like, I've been trying to make my logo and my banner for a few months now. I'm like, this guy's not serious. He's never going to make it. I call them logo guys. And there's people like that in all spaces, in all aspects of business. There's those people who just obsess over logos and aesthetics and stuff like that. And then there's people like me who just take the actions that actually move the needle on a daily basis and do whatever it takes to win. And you don't need to post 3 times a day. That's not what I'm saying. You don't need to post 2 times a day. You don't even need to post every day. But you do need some sort of leverage. And if you don't have the right knowledge, if you don't have a mentor on your side who has already mastered these things and done it for hundreds of other people, if you're not willing to do that, then you have to be willing to do something that other people aren't willing to do. You have to be able to brute force it. You need some sort of leverage. So is it going to be that you put way more effort into editing each video and have these insane edits that nobody has seen before, could be that. I wouldn't recommend that, because then you're going to be able to post once a month, and if your video flops, then your video for an entire month flopped. Or are you going to post 3 times a day with 0 days off? That would be what I recommend. Honestly, what I'd recommend is you just find a mentor, find someone who has done already what it is that you want to do and has replicated the process for other people, and you just pay them to help you out. That's the easiest route by far. And that's what I do in every single new space that I go into. I spent $50,000 last year on mentorships just in the last 6 months of the year. Because in the first 6 months, I was just brute forcing my way through YouTube, the same, making that 30K a month off that main channel. But then once that channel went away, that's when I started investing into other areas of life. And now every single time I go into a new area of business or just life in general, I'm hiring a coach, because it's the easiest way to get from point A to point B in a short amount of time, and learn from all their mistakes and everything like that. So, you have a few options. You can either go the brute force route, or you can go the knowledge leverage route. The easiest one by far is the knowledge leverage route, but the choice is yours. I had to do the brute force route because I didn't know better. Luckily for you, you're watching this video right now, so you do know better. You understand that there is a better option. There is a better vehicle to do this in. YouTube is the best business model going into the future. You have business models like SMMA or ecom or all these other business models that are super oversaturated, or becoming a remote salesman, which is fine, but you're not your own boss. You're not your own boss with SMMA either. All of your clients are your bosses. And ecom is extremely oversaturated. It's just, YouTube is the best way to go, because once you have a YouTube audience, you can do all those other things, but it doesn't work the other way, So YouTube is the best business model, but you need some sort of leverage in every business model. But YouTube is no different. The thing is, YouTube is a free market where people are able to post as often as they want to. They're able to put as much effort into their videos as they want to. So there's people who go above and beyond in terms of upload schedule, or in terms of editing, or all these things. Or you can just understand how to actually play the algorithm, how to actually understand the algorithm and use my Viral 5 system and things like that. And that could be your leverage, instead of you having a brute force and blood, sweat, and tears it out. But like I said, the choice is yours. The raw reality of making 30K a month on YouTube is you're going to need some sort of leverage, and that can come from brute force, from blood, sweat, and tears, or it can come from knowledge and having someone on your side who has done it before themselves multiple times and done it with hundreds of people. So like I said, the choice is yours, but the reality is YouTube is the way to go, and it's the best way to escape the 9 to 5 or the corporate grind, whatever the case is, and become free, become your own boss. It's the best way to do it going into the future. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it provided you some value. If you do want to go ahead and try to apply to join my coaching program, you can book a call with a link in the description, and we can see if you'd be a good fit. And if you are, get you rolling, get you exploiting on YouTube, get you making a lot of money, all those good things. Hopefully this video did help you out and make you understand the reality of what it takes to actually make 30K a month with the YouTube platform. Like I said, 40, 50K, but for now, we're starting off with 10 to 30K, just to keep it more, realistic, keep your brain able to actually handle these numbers. Because if I start throwing out numbers like 100K a month, then you're going to be like, oh, this guy's just talking about nonsense. But it's real. People do it. It's very possible. But yeah, hopefully this did end up helping you out, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Peace.